Hello, everybody. Donut 3000 here. Um, I finally beat Black Belt. This is the gameplay that you're seeing. Um, I think this was a couple days ago from when I'm making this video now. Holy cow, this track was really rough for me. Um, I would say that it's really tough because I'm still trying to understand the physics of the bike. I feel way more comfortable on the Mantis now than I did a couple weeks ago when I first started attempting black belt. But dang, this was a really tough track for me, and it was really enjoyable. Um, I'm gonna pause this every once in a while to kind of give you my like overall thoughts and opinions on like Trials Rising and like what I'm I guess trying to like do for the future and stuff. But so like one of the thoughts was like where does black belt compare to some of the other like hardest tracks that I've beaten so far? And I would say that this is probably the third hardest track that I've beaten in the trial series. The first one being Macalo, second one Front Wheel God, and then a close third behind Front Wheel God is black belt. I would definitely say with the amount of time and effort that it went into trying to understand how the bike physics compare in this game and then applying them to like these really insane and somewhat I would say inconsistent obstacles that are laced throughout this track. It made it very, very hard. Um, so there's been a lot of negativity in the trials community. At least that's what it sounds like to me. I've witnessed it a little bit firsthand in some streams how people are complaining about bugs and glitches. Now, that's fine. I am totally fine with people bitching and moaning about bugs and glitches because you need to submit, you know, reports and stuff constantly. Like that you should definitely be reporting that stuff and so we can make this game as best as it can possibly be. That's critical feedback. Now on the other hand, there's people bitching and moaning about the bike. And on some senses like the other side of me is saying, "Oh yeah, no, this bike isn't as capable as the Pit Viper from Fusion, or even the Phoenix from Evo." I don't really remember the Phoenix, but anyways, um, I'm I'm kind of tired of hearing that. Like, just get used to the bike. Just get used to it. And if you don't like it, then either don't use the bike, play a different trial series. If you're not enjoying trials right now, play something else. Like honestly, it's so annoying that um people are constantly moaning about like what this bike is not capable of doing, but let's look more on the positive sides of things. This bike is insane at climbing. It has a magnet on it basically, and I know some people will say, "Oh, well that doesn't make the game necessarily as much fun." To me it does. To me it makes me feel like a fucking badass that I can climb a 90-degree wall for literally a mile with this bike. Like that feels insane to me personally. But the front wheel is the part that I'm really kind of worried about. Fusion was a game where I think front wheel, back wheel tracks were extremely prominent. They were like probably pretty close behind climbing tracks in the amount that, or the amount of like really well made, triple A tracks created. Like front wheel, back wheel was really I think out in front of climbing tracks just by a smidge. And those types of obstacles, they make the game really fun. They make it interesting to learn new types of techniques and stuff, and that's what this game's all about, is challenging yourself beyond what is possible. I'm gonna keep playing this though, as I'm talking. We're not to the part that's like just insane that I kind of want to go over some CPs quite yet. The first several, or the first like 5 CPs aren't necessarily too bad, compared to CP 6, 7, and 10. and that's by Redlinks' standards. So Redlinks has it so there's a CP0. Now I want to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions in the comments about whether you agree or disagree with having a CP0. I'm personally not a fan. I've always been used to saying the first CP, that's CP1. That's not CP0, but try to change my mind. Please. Change my mind to be like, oh no, Redlinks' way is actually kind of interesting how they go about it. But anyways, going back to the possible negativity that I've been feeling in the community, there's been a lot of performance issues. I just switched over to PC recently. Yeah, pause it on CP6. This one's insane that I kind of want to talk about. But first, the performance issues that I've been experiencing on PC have been the game is stuttering a lot, but it's because I am streaming it, I'm recording it, I am playing Trials Rising. It's taken up a lot of CPU usage, more than I think it should. I have my Google Chrome open sometimes. I've been kind of switching that on and off with Chatterino and just having the chat there so I don't have to deal with so many things that the PC has to deal with. And then I have music playing. So those five main things make the game stutter, I think, pretty badly for me. And it's okay at the start of streams. It's like the more I progress with the stream, like 2 to 3 hours later, it starts to really weigh the gameplay down from my end. I don't think that you guys can see it on the stream necessarily, and I think you guys have said that before. It's like, oh no, we don't see any of the stuttering happening. It is there. It's just too much stuff I think that the PC is doing, and I'm thinking of creating another PC for our an exclusive PC streaming one. But I switched over to PC because Xbox was like unplayable on some levels for even the career, and then for a ton of Track Central stuff, it's just I can't even get past the first CP. It's lagging so badly. But anyways, on to CP6. This one was really hard. Just getting this jump at the top. So this plank here, you're supposed to get like a squishy bounce off of it, and the timing is just impeccable. When you do jump it, I think the best or the most consistent way for me at least was to do it all in one go. I couldn't save it from where that jump was. I know some other people can. I couldn't quite get that down. I tried it a ton of times. I couldn't get the timing right, but bouncing your back wheel off of the side of this and like flipping, like making sure that you have enough momentum to flip up to the front tire was really tough. I'm hoping to see RJ have like a tutorial on Black Belt because it's much needed, I think, for me and the rest of the community to try to understand how to consistently do some of these obstacles. But this next one, CP7, was another one that I restarted on a lot. This brake bounce that you have to do is really tough because fapping is harder in this game. I feel like there's a weird weight distribution on this bike. It's more back end heavy. Like it's maybe like a 60% to 40%. The 60% being on the back half, 40% front, and it makes it really tough to get these types of hops, such as this one here, where you have to brake hop it, but this hop is so high up that you can't even bounce your engine block off of the side. The second part, I used to try to stationary it. I found out that doing an endo hop is actually a lot easier. Next CP, not really too much of a big deal. The next two aren't too bad. I'm gonna talk about CP10 a little bit more once we get back there. But I wanted to talk about the ninja difficulty of this really quick. It's really hard for me to say what is the ninja difficulty for this, because I'm still getting used to the bike, as I've stated before. I know some people are calling this a ninja level 6, and I would agree. Some people call this a ninja level 5, and I would agree. Um, I don't know. I'd like to hear a more democratic vote on what this track is, I guess, a little bit later down the road. I initially thought this was a Ninja Level 5, like a really, really hard one. And then I timed out about a dozen times on the second to last checkpoint. And yeah, not really sure what to say about it anymore. Um, except that I don't I don't think inconsistent obstacles should necessarily make a track. Well, it does make a track harder. I don't think it should make it harder. I think you can find a way to do it consistently. It just takes a lot of practice, a lot of muscle memory to get down some of these obstacles. But my best answer, it's a 5 to 6. It's a borderline track. If anything, it's like a baseline level 6, but I think that we need more tracks to be able to compare this um, to other user created stuff in the in Track Central. But yeah, that's my best answer. I think right now a 5 to 6. I didn't want to put a number on the title for everybody, blowing up in comments. Oh, this is a 5, this is a 6, and then big old fight breaks out from that. Let's take a minute and let's have some other people give their opinions on it, and then we can kind of collaborate all together, because that's how I think it should be. With the community voting on ninja difficulties, the veterans need to come together. People who struggled with it, I think, need to have a bigger say in it. The people who breeze right past it instantly on, their first or second try, um, and just factoring in just what the physics are like on this game. But let's go to CP10. Let me talk about this one really quick. This overhang is obnoxious, to say the least. This first part, I think, yeah. I'll show you what I clipped here for this first part, because I had several attempts on this run. This wasn't necessarily the best run I had with this level. I actually got to this second last checkpoint in about 9 minutes 30 seconds or something like that. That was my best attempt. And I still didn't pass it. I still didn't get enough practice on this second to last obstacle. But yeah, it's so hard to hit that first overhang, where you need to do like a squishy off the wall and somehow maintain enough speed to hit the bottom of that overhang and flip yourself up while fapping. Doing mashing that brake button to get up there, that front wheel up. The second half of this, where you have to get up on this box, I found it really easy to do a slow climb and fender on top of this box that I'm on now. And then I would screw up this last part quite a bit. I would land, so I was lean forward, but you're supposed to land as you're leaning like back and slide up, hit the brake, and just barely get your front wheel on top of the final overhang. But I would land kind of funky on a bunch of these attempts. But man, I was ecstatic once I finally got up to this. I was praying to the trials gods that I would be able to finally hit that ramp. But it was so hard. It was one of the hardest obstacles I have done. I think it trumped that one overhang obstacle on Makalu, which I thought was insane as well. That one took me so many timeouts to get down because I didn't go into the editor. And maybe, that's something that I always talk about, that I could probably go into the editor and I could bust out this kind of checkpoint and get it done more consistently if, I attempted that one 100 times just by itself, just doing that overhang by myself in the editor. But nope, I guess I like to make stuff a lot harder on myself. I knew once I got that second to last, I had this track in the bag for sure. It was a little sloppy. I think I'm pretty sure you could just fender and climb up this really quickly. instead of trying to squish this. But you know, I got the pass. That's what counts. I'll definitely come back to this track, but before I have my reaction, just want to say thank you guys for being in the chat, and feel like the channel is growing, definitely with Trials Rising. I'm sorry I haven't made any YouTube videos for I think 2 months now. It's been a long time. I will definitely be making some more stuff. I have a couple other videos that I want to make. I did some really awkward challenges. The podcast, we're gonna do that on Sunday. I hope that you all be there. I hope I can see you guys more in the Twitch chat, and we can get some more nutty passes on stuff. But enjoy the reaction, guys, and thanks for watching. Oh my god, we fucking did it! Let's go! Let's fucking go, baby! Oh my god! Woo! We got it! Ah! Yes! Holy shit! Fucking finally, man. I think I timed out about a dozen times on that second to last checkpoint, you guys. Oh my god. Ugh. I'm taking a celebratory shot for that one. Here we go, baby. Am I last place? I got last. Let's go.